2 lines. The last one in line gets to do 10 push-ups. Here we go.
Come on, hustle, hustle, hustle. 2 lines, everybody. Woo!
Nice one.
All right.
What are we doing?
Is everyone facing a partner? Who needs a partner?
Amanda.
I don't want to be recorded.
Oh,
You don't have to be recorded. She's going to record me. Just record me.
okay.
Just record me right here. Turn to your neighbor and say farm life. Say farm life to your neighbor. Farm life.
Farm life.
All right, so starting today, we're going to be approaching the farm in a whole new way. All right, a whole new way. Starting today is like a fresh day. Starting today is a brand new day. Looking at things with new eyes. Turn to your neighbor and say new eyes. New eyes. Right? So to be able to look at things in a brand new way. And really this farm is set up that way. This farm is set up as a microcosm to your life, to your new life, to your future life, to your kids' life, right? To be able to come into this farm and have a holistic experience where you're coming through, yes, it's work, but it's also training for life, right? It's a type of body, mind, and spirit training for life. That's how I look at it. I learned that concept from my years of martial arts background. That's what saved my life. When I was a teenager, I was using drugs. I was homeless for a time. I was down and out. I was broke and broken, right? And I had really lost connection with all the people and all the things that were important to me in my life at that time. And I lost myself. I became like a walking zombie of the world. And because I put myself around the right people and I started to listen to some wisdom. Wisdom's all around us, right? There's so much wisdom inside of you right now. There's so much wisdom inside of your neighbor right now. But are we always ready to listen to that? When are we usually the most ready? Exactly. When we're at a point when we're down, now we're ready to look up and say, yes, throw me a lifeline, throw me any kind of rope and I'll pull myself up with that, right? And Solutions for Change really provides that opportunity. This farm provides that opportunity. And that's why I'm excited to work here, is to give back what I've been given, which was a second chance, right? And I think everybody here can relate to that, having a second chance for themselves, for their kids, and really be able to dig in. And the farm, like Brenda was saying, is such a holistic healing because she talks about being able to get in here and just work with her hands and get out of her head and to feel sane again, right? Just to feel like a human being. And then you go home and you bring that to your kids, and you go home and you step into that part of your aspect of life, because we all have that, that element of worry where we're constantly worried. Is anyone here worried about anything in their life right now? Yeah, every hand's going up. Me too. 2 hands. Hello. Yes. And that's the nature of life. Life, really, the only constant in your life is going to be what? The only thing that's going to stay constant. Change. That's the only thing that we can count on. Something's going to change. I used to live a life where I never wanted to rock the boat. I was always comfortable being in my box, right? And I didn't want to get vulnerable. Like even right now, like I'm an introvert by nature, right? But I'm stepping up because I know that here as a family, as this farm family, if I can't get vulnerable, you can't get vulnerable. So I'm stepping out of my comfort zone so that you can now step out of your comfort zone and be truthful with yourself, truthful with each other, and really start to get in here. And when we're working in here, this is not just work. This is really taking on life in a whole different way. It's about taking full responsibility. Turn to your neighbor and say, full responsibility.
Full responsibility.
Yes. Then point to yourself and say, I'm the one. Yes. And really, that's how I'm looking at it too, is I'm the one. If I want this farm to be successful, if I want you to be successful, Jessica and Ismail, I can't wait for Ismail. Even though I need his help and I rely on that interdependence of that relationship, I can't wait for Jessica. Although I need her help and I trust and value that relationship, I need to be the one to extend, right? I need to be the one to make that first step. So that's what today is about, is really I'm going to do that, and hopefully it'll ripple out and you'll hear and take in, just even if it's just one, you might hear a whole bunch of stuff today and you go, this doesn't apply to me, this isn't good, but really I love this gold nugget right here. This is what I'm going to take. I'm going to keep that one, right? And if you just keep one gold nugget out of this little 5-minute talk, we're going to do it every day now, every single day. And hopefully those gold nuggets will add up and they'll be deposited into your bank account. That's what I want to do here. is deposit some energy into you, into your bank account, so that you are filled up with that energy. I'm not here to be a drill sergeant. I'm not here to be, somebody that is like the benevolent dictator saying you should do this and you should do that. Really, I'm here to listen to you. I'm here to get feedback from you and work together with you to create a farm that just provides excellence, really, to our community. We're giving the gift of health. Isn't that cool? We're giving the gift of health, and we're giving the gift of, this product right here is more than just lettuce, if you think about it. I want to hear from one of you guys. What is the farm to you, or what is this lettuce product to you? What does it mean?
It's an investment.
It's an investment. How so?
Like right now I don't have, like my daughter with me, and this is a way for me to kind of, on a flip side, like be nurturing, caring, with something else, to kind of put my energy into something else as I would my own child.
Right there. That's the brilliance right there, because how you do anything is how you do everything. Right? If you can come in here and put that energy into what you're doing, the work that you're doing with the plants, when you do reunite with your daughter, guess what? That you've already trained your mind, body, and spirit to be connected.
Now you're responsive.
To be responsive, to be in tune. Now when you speak with your daughter, you're going to be right there with her, present. Have you ever talked to somebody and they were somewhere else? They were looking past you, they were looking at their watch, or they weren't really there with you. They were like, I want to be somewhere else at the party, Have you ever talked to somebody that was like literally right there with you? Like that was looking at you and was able to be with you in a conversation? What was the difference?
It gave you a sense of belonging, importance, that there was care, concern.
Yeah.
Like I'm worth listening to.
Like I'm worth listening to. Like I'm worth it, right? It's like you're not looking for something else. Who's the first person that you see every day when you wake up and you brush your teeth?
Yourself.
Are you right now acknowledging yourself in that way? Like, are you really looking at yourself and really just all the aspects of you? Things that you might think are good or things that you might think are bad, but just totally holistically looking at yourself and saying that I see you in the morning. There's an African tribe that use the word sawabona. When they walk by each other, they stop, they take each other in, they say sawabona. Right? Sawabona means literally, I see you. But you're the first person that you see every day. So how you treat yourself, really this farm is about self-love. Solutions for Change is about self-love. The more you love yourself, the more you're gonna get out of life. The less pain you'll have, the more connection you'll have, the more opportunities you'll have, the more doors will open up for you, the more money that you'll make. But you won't even care about money because you're so connected with what you're doing that it won't even be a thing.
And you get to see the results being here. You get to see when you start from the bottom and you work your way up and you see the results of like what it grows into.
Yeah.
Which is something that also gives us purpose, where we can see we're putting the work in for something and we're seeing those results, and I feel like that helps self-esteem, self-worth, some sort of importance, like I'm doing something different, I'm doing something that it's going to benefit something in the long term.
Very well said, very well said. And even if we were all millionaires right now, there would be something missing in our lives. I guarantee it. There's that guy, Russell Brand, who is a millionaire, who has had, all the money, all the fame, all the drugs, all the sex, all the everything, right? And he's out there with the podcast talking about all that stuff really doesn't matter. Once you've had all that stuff, you realize it doesn't really matter. It's just like you said, if we can see what really matters at the core of it, right? And then live from that space, it changes the game. Totally changes the game.
One little seed.
One little seed. So really the takeaway right now, the takeaway message is taking full responsibility of your present moment, right here, right now, right? And letting everything count and being vulnerable to yourself, letting yourself go through these emotions. You're gonna go through some ups and downs. You're gonna miss your kids. You're gonna feel like, am I in the right place doing the right thing? You're gonna have doubts come up. I have doubts come up all the time. That's okay. I have fear coming up all the time. That's okay. The cool thing is we can do this, together, right? Go ahead and high five your neighbor again. Say together. Together.
Together.
Yes.
Together.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue to have these little talks. We'll have a different theme on it, but the whole overarching piece of it is farm life is really a training for body, mind, and spirit. That's the overall theme. Are you guys cool with that?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, let's go hands in the middle, hands in the middle. Right here. Hey, Jessica.
Hey.
All right, farm life on three, farm life on three. 1, 2, 3.
Farm
life! All right, let's get it, let's get it.